Ken Trahan along with Lenny Vangilder. This is our First NBC Bank Weekend Preview, brought to you by First NBC Bank with 35 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. It's a big weekend for college baseball. Starting on Saturday, the LSU Tigers hosting the Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns in what should be an incredibly festive atmosphere. And, Lenny, could be a very good series, too. The Ragin' Cajuns fear no one. They're playing their best ball. LSU's certainly the favorite at home, but this could be very intriguing.
It could be, and if you say, oh, well, LSU's the #1 ranked team in the country, Lafayette was a 3 seed, the only reason they got in is because they won their conference tournament. Baseball is a different animal, and seeds don't mean what they mean in some of the other sports. Need I just remind you of a couple of years ago in Stony Brook, okay? It's that, it's momentum, it's, the next day starting pitcher, as they say, whatever it is, can change things in a hurry. You start swinging bats. I think this has the makings of being a very entertaining series. LSU is the favorite, and deservedly so. They have the skins on the wall. They have done it all year long. But as you mentioned, the Cajuns playing outstanding baseball here down the stretch. Went to Houston. Couple of dramatic wins there to get themselves in the driver's seat, and then closed out Rice on Monday. So this really does have the makings of being an outstanding series.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Game 1 means everything in this series, because if LSU wins Game 1, it's going to be very, very difficult to get them out based upon the kind of team they have, how they can wear out second-line pitching, and the fact that their #2 pitcher pitched very well last weekend. And to me, that's been the key for LSU all season long. It's truly all about Jared Poche. If he pitches the way he pitched last week, and for much of the season, they're really good, and they'll be tough to beat.
Exactly. And don't forget this, while this whole year is basically gone and freshmen become sophomores, as the old saying goes, still the Lafayette pitching rotation is all freshmen. Their closer is a freshman. Fans at Alec Box, there'll be 600 Lafayette fans in the building, but the rest of them are going to be in purple and gold. It can get very difficult in that atmosphere, and it'll be loud, and it'll be crazy, and it'll be festive and fun, but that can be very intimidating for a visiting team pitcher as well.
No question about it. Zephyrs back home after a West Coast trip, and obviously a chance to catch up with them now because the weather looks like it's going to be pretty good for this homestand.
It does, and that's always good to see, and a chance to get out and catch some baseball at home. Nashville, for so many years, they were the Brewers affiliate after they left New Orleans. They were the Brewers affiliate for many years. Now they are the Oakland A's affiliate. So some things changed around this year in terms of affiliations in AAA baseball, that being one of them. Oklahoma City's now with the Dodgers. A lot of shuffling that went on this year. Of course, the Zephyrs remaining with the Marlins. So you get a chance to see some different players and some different organizations coming through.
New Orleans Saints continuing with their off-season training activities, and once in a while, they'll let the media in, and that was the case on Thursday. And, of course, you can read Brian Alley Walsh. You can also read Rick Gailey, both of whom were there. Their perspectives for SportsNOLA.com. Al Dupuy with a pre-draft report for next year as well. So lots of Saints, lots of football there for you.
Lots. You can never get enough, right? It goes on. Just really 2 more weeks here of the OTAs. We're actually 1 more week of OTA and 1 week of minicamp, and then step aside for a little bit until it gets started for real 6-7 weeks from now in West Virginia.
New Orleans VooDoo on the road at Philadelphia against an elite team, a 9-1 team that beat them in New Orleans earlier this year. Same old story. Should have won last week. Lost 35-34. Totally outplayed Tampa in Tampa, but turned it over 4 times and missed an extra point, and that will get you beat. They're going to have to be significantly better against Philadelphia.
Exactly. And you're playing the best. You've got to play your best. And you probably need a little help as well, but you never know when especially in the arena game, it can turn in a hurry, as you know very well. So just got to go out and put forth the best effort, probably an effort very similar, other than the turnovers, to what you saw last week in Tampa.
NHL Stanley Cup Championship underway. Blackhawks took Game 1 in thrilling fashion, coming from behind. NBA playoffs and the championship series underway. Golden State, Cleveland should be a good one. Pelicans, it looks like Alvin Gentry has a couple of assistants lined up.
Yeah, and you start lining up your staff the way you want, and it looks like Monty Williams is headed to Oklahoma City to be Billy Donovan's top assistant, and best of luck to him. And it'll be interesting to see the makeup of this staff. And you don't want to compare football and basketball, but it sounds like this coach coming from the Celtics is almost going to be like Gentry's defensive coordinator, air quotes there. But you don't really see that term thrown about in basketball like you do in football, or define roles like you see in baseball with hitting coaches and pitching coaches and such. Assistants in basketball are generally just assistants. But be interesting to see the makeup of this staff when it's all said and done.
It has been an outstanding athletic year for LSU. The Tigers in a bowl game in football, in the NCAA basketball tournament, men and women. Of course, when you turn to baseball, they still have a chance to win a national championship. Softball got to the College World Series. Gymnastics was an elite team this year. And the LSU golf team, national champions.
Put it together at the right time. And, you go back to the regionals. They were in big trouble and not even advancing out of the regionals. They made a huge comeback in the final round to come from 11 shots off the cut line to get into that the field that went to the NCAA national championships. Got into 7th place there, made the bracket of 8, and then excelled in match play really well and some extraordinary shot making. And let me tell you, this LSU team is only going to get better. This was a great team, obviously, this year, good enough to win a national championship. They've got the #1 ranked junior in the world in Sam Burns from Shreveport coming to LSU next year.
Jimmy Hedrick at SportsNOLA.com on the national championship. Rick Gailey producing a piece coming up as well that you'll enjoy, since he was part of a championship team at UNO back in the early 70s, so you'll enjoy reading that. And we have American Legion baseball results, too, from City Parfait on the site, so check that out, too. It's all there at SportsNOLA.com. It always is, and so are we.
We try to be. It seems like we're here 24/7, but we'll let you go home and get a few minutes sleep.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, have a safe trip. We'll see you Monday.
All right, that's our First NBC Bank weekend preview, brought to you by First NBC Bank with 35 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle, and growing. Stay tuned. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. He's Lenny. I'm Kenny. You have a great weekend, and God bless you.